travesty. You ain't never gonna hear from me again. So why you making it weird for me? Why don't you try just to be my friend? You know, this ain't my first rodeo. I know exactly what you're looking for. If I give you a little show, then I know you're gonna ask for more. Don't get fresh with me, baby. Don't you get fresh with me. It's not that kind of thing. They want everything, everything. What is gonna steal from me? It's messing with my money, mama. Then you ask me to dance with you and throw the mask down on the ground. Yeah, but even if I wanted to, I never do it with your friends around. Don't get fresh with me, baby. Don't you get fresh with me. It's not that kind of thing. They want everything, everything. What is good to steal from me? It's messing with my money, mama. Don't get fresh with me, baby. Don't you get fresh with me, baby. Help me to understand the way you feel for me now. Help me to recognize this new face that you have found. Don't get fresh with me, baby. Don't you get fresh with me. It's not the kind of thing they want everything, everything. What is good to steal from me? It's messing with my money, mama. Fresh with me, baby. Don't you get fresh with me, baby. One more time, I don't get fresh with me, baby. Don't get fresh with me, baby. This is called Sleaze Me On. My man. I find myself in a group home just to get my legs back under me. These plastic bags full of memory, I'm gonna lay them at your feet. And you leave me on, you lead me to another world. Ain't it stupid now the way you sleaze me on? Treat me like a modern girl. All the glitter in the world is made in a factory in New Jersey off of Exit 9. That's a place where I used to practice. You can read between the lines. And you leave me on when you know I had no place to stay. Ain't it stupid now the way you sleaze me on? What am I supposed to say? Hey, leave me on. Woo! Sleaze me on. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of a dream and they don't want to let it go. I'm right finding someone with a handsome stranger. They never wanna let me know. And you lead me on, you lead me to another world. Ain't it stupid now the way you sleaze me on? Treat me like a modern girl. Lead me on, baby. Sleaze me on one time for me. And you lead me on, you lead me to another world. Ain't it stupid now the way you sleaze me on? Treat me like a modern girl. Sleaze me on. When the chips are down, we lay it on the line. Or are you gonna run? Are you gonna run from me, baby? If the words don't come, take a little time. Are you gonna run? Are you gonna run from me, baby? Oh, my love, why won't you tell me how it's gonna go? Tell me now, why won't you say what I already know? Will you move away when I start getting old? Are you gonna run? Are you gonna run from me, baby? Yeah. Are you gonna run? Are you gonna run from it? Oh, my love, why won't you tell me how it's gonna go? Tell me now, why won't you say what I already know? What you feel for me, let your feelings show. Are you gonna run? Are you gonna run from me, baby? And if our time is done, pull away so slow. Are you gonna run? Are you gonna run from it? Run from it, baby. Are you gonna run? Are you gonna run? Run from it, baby. Yeah.
Well, it's The Current. I'm Jill Riley, and I am here with a special guest today who came to town, stopped by The Current. He's become a very good friend of the station, and we've just had so much fun, again, supporting the music of Low Cut Connie, but also kind of watching the growth and kind of the arc of the story of that band. Adam Weiner is here. Welcome back to the Twin Cities.
Good to see you.
It's good to
Always
see you.
good to be here. Love you guys. Good to be back.
We see you quite often. I mean, just going back to the days of you playing at the Turf Club and the Entry and the First Avenue main room and just so many events around town. Just last year, the State Fair.
The State Fair was so weird.
Tell me about it.
I loved it. I really loved it. We did 2 shows at the lodge thing.
Yeah, the Liney Lodge, right?
And we hung out for a few days, and I got to see, best cheese sculpture and all the like farm implement things,
Right.
and
Machinery Hill. No, this is fascinating
weird,
because
man.
I wonder what the outside perspective is, because I grew up here. I grew up in Minnesota, and the thing is like everybody goes. Every walk of life, everyone goes to the fair.
Listen,
so for you being, Philly, New Jersey, what is it? To experience that kind of sort of like piece of culture.
I've never been to any state fair.
Okay.
I don't know if there's a New Jersey state fair, but I never went. And I imagine there wouldn't be farm implement sculptures and things.
Right, not in Jersey, right.
But it was extremely, it was exactly what I would picture for a Midwest city fair, It was artistic and everything was made of cheese and it was very strange.
What about the shows? Like when you looked out into the crowd, into the audience.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
It was an amazing mix of people, which is what I love about playing in the Twin Cities every time. Is it's a very interesting mix of people, and people love live music here, apparently.
Yes, you've heard. That's good. Because you've done so many different kinds of shows, especially in front of the current audience, like Rock the Garden and anniversary shows, and again shows at First Avenue. So we're looking forward to having you back here, because I understand that there is some news from you that you've got perhaps some new music waiting to share.
Yeah, we got a new album.
Yeah.
And there's a film that goes with it.
Okay.
They're both called Art Dealers, and I thought today I would play some songs to premiere some of these songs from the new album. The new album comes out in September, and we're going to put the song out in April, and I wanted you guys to hear it first. And I've been working on this for a while, and I'm not going to say anything bad about it.
I hope not. Because, during the pandemic, you put so much energy and time into connecting with people and building this community, the Tough Cookies community. So I wondered, like, where we're at now, 2023, where did you find that the inspiration came from for new songs?
It just, we were all in our bedrooms. We were all in our bathrobes. People saw me in my underwear in my house for 2 years, which was an amazing experience. But then all of a sudden the energy started to come back of it's time to get wild again. It's time to get your hair messed up again. It's time to, be in a crazy, sweaty rock and roll club. I want to see people dancing. I want to see people sweating, making out, crying, laughing. I wanted that crush of energy, rock and roll energy. And so that's where all these songs came from, was just wanting to get back out there.
Yeah, and so Art Dealers coming this fall.
Yeah.
And so you mentioned that not only is it an album,
it's a film too.
It's a film. So tell me about that part.
We've been making a film for a bunch of years. We filmed like 30 shows over many years. And these people were doing like a road documentary with me. And then COVID hit and we had to stop. And then coming out of quarantining, we decided to do a concert film. So we had this amazing opportunity to play 3 shows in New York City last April at Sony Hall, which is this humongous kind of Broadway theater.
Okay.
And we shot that, and then we shot 2 nights at the Blue Note, which is a very famous jazz club, which was a totally new experience for me. We'd never played a Low Cut Connie at a jazz club. It was very strange, but it worked amazing. So then we just combined them, and so it is a concert film, but it's got years, going back 20 years of the story of how I got to where I am, wherever I am. I don't know where I am, but I hope people like it. I think it's good.
Well, we look forward to it. But we did get a little preview of some, performances right here at the Current, sitting at that piano and
Amazing
hearing some
piano.
of these new songs. So Sleaze Me On.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that song. I made a little note while you were playing it because you mentioned New Jersey, and it's a line. It's like a line in a song that I would hear, and I've never been to New Jersey, but like people that are from New Jersey probably go, "Oh, I know exactly what that is."
I think people know by now that I'm from New Jersey.
Yeah, right.
And I can't hide that. I mean, look, this is, and so there's a place in New Jersey where pretty much all the glitter on earth is made.
Like, for real, there's
Yeah.
like a fact. Okay, so that's a true story.
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah, this guy invented glitter many moons ago and patented glitter, and they make glitter there. There's a glitter factory.
Okay.
And it's a really weird place. And it's a very grimy, industrial, polluted part of New Jersey. And out of that comes glitter that, all glitter on earth. And so this song, Sleaze Me On, came out of me thinking about that. And also, with all these songs that I'm going to play for you today, for many years I've been writing songs where I've been writing about women, and there was Charisse and Beverly and Shake It Little Tina and Suzanne,
Yeah.
all these girls' names. But I was always like tiptoeing towards writing songs from either a female or a non-binary perspective in the songwriting. And I realized during the pandemic that that's somewhere that I just wanted to go, and I was just tiptoeing too slowly for some reason. So a lot of these songs on this album are written from, I don't know what gender perspective, but not specifically a male perspective at all. That's something, we're sitting here in the Twin Cities, that's something I really identify with Prince, and why he's my favorite songwriter is because there's a wide perspective, a fluidity when it comes to gender roles, sexuality in his writing. Is it the male perspective? Is it the female perspective? Is it non-binary? Yes to all of that. And so Sleaze Me On and a song I'm playing for you today, Don't Get Fresh With Me and Are You Gonna Run, are coming from a sort of freer gender perspective from me.
Yeah, and I wonder, when you say that you were kind of, not that you were reluctant, but you were kind of slow to get there, what are the experiences that you've kind of gathered to get yourself maybe into that role, or whatever that role is, or that character?
I mean, I started a band called Low Cut Connie, and I never understood. People have asked me for years, where's the name come from? It's not a great story, but I got stuck with the name. It was not intended, like Red Hot Chili Peppers or whatever. You pick a name in a moment, and 20 years later, it's like stuck to you, right?
Yeah.
So 12 years ago, we came up with this ridiculous name for this little side project, Low Cut Connie. But as the years went on, the Low Cut Connie name, I started more and more to inhabit the alter ego of Low Cut Connie. People started to say, hi Connie, what's up? Hey Connie,
Yeah.
And it felt natural to me. It didn't feel unnatural. And the more I performed, the more I became sort of a conductor of people's experience, right? That's what I'm there to do. My job is to make people feel free, right? Lose their inhibitions. And so in the process, I have to shed my inhibitions, right? So I am the freest, most open version of myself on stage when I'm performing. And the more that I did that, years and years and years, the more open I felt about who I am. And that affected my writing and how I carry myself. And so I re-examined, what perspective I was taking in terms of writing, in terms of gender. And I just let myself go a little bit, So I'm inspired by the audience, really. They allow me to be free.
Yeah. I'm talking with Adam Weiner, Low Cut Connie. And hearing you talk about this, about how Low Cut Connie, almost like it's a character, but an alter ego, but the alter ego is actually the real you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think of it as a character.
Yeah.
I think of it as, like I said, the freest version of myself.
Yeah.
It's kind of like David Bowie or Prince or some of my greatest performing heroes, male, female, and otherwise, on stage, they shine the brightest. And they are giving you a piece of themselves. It isn't just a mask, right? We have to go back to our daily street life and walk around in daytime and be in society. And we have to put a few other, guards around ourselves in order to be in society. But I don't think of on stage as myself as a character. I think it's a truest form of myself. I really do.
And kind of just like the ever evolving, I guess, when it comes to the music or the way that you express yourself or you express the songs. You touched on that a little bit, it seems like, when you did Private Lives.
Yeah. One of the things with Private Lives was that I became really into the idea that there's a daytime presentation and a nighttime presentation of people's lives, myself included. When people meet me during the day, I'm shy, introverted, kind of square. And then they see me on stage and they like get whiplash, I'm fascinated by what makes people tick and how they release how they find ways to be themselves and release. So with Private Lives, throughout the whole album, not just the song Private Lives, I was trying to write about, interior and exterior lives, if that makes sense. This one, Art Dealers, it's way more integrated. I am fully just sort of letting it go. Mm-hmm. I did that exploration of interior, exterior. This album is very much out front facing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So 3 songs in the performance today. We got a preview. I wonder if you could talk specifically about Are You Gonna Run?
Once in a while, different people write songs different ways. Mm-hmm. And once in a while, something happens really easy. I'm like a craftsman. It could take me 10 years to finish a song, right? On my last album, there's a song called Charisse that you guys have played on the radio. And that was a song that was really old. And there was a song called Help Me that took years and years and years to really complete. But Are You Gonna Run was like a lightning flash. And it came to me very quickly and very simple. And it's really an emotional song. And sometimes when something hits you like a pure emotion, you start to complicate it and say, well, how do I make this cooler? Or how do I make this sexier? Or something that might be a little more in fashion or on trend or something. But at this age and at this stage of my career, I just let things be. And so it's a very pure emotion in the song, and I just let it stand that way. I don't think it's very cool necessarily to put your heart on your sleeve, but I do in that song.
Mm-hmm. And when you're writing, composing a song like that, do you kind of get stuck at times? Even though it came, it came out, it came easily, but it's like, okay, this is a song for a record. How am I going to do this live? Where does that sort of begin and end?
Well, I don't, if I went too in depth, it's like talking about your sex life. It's like you really, you want to know, but you don't really want to know. I'll tell you only a little bit. And that's basically like some things are quick and some things take a really long time. Mm-hmm. And I think I always am thinking, is this something I can play on stage? But now I'm involved in so many projects, thank God, like working with other people, producing people, songs for the band, songs for other projects, who knows? So kind of like Prince, I'm not thinking necessarily about how I need to turn this. I don't have an agenda of I have to turn this song into something it doesn't want to be. And the beauty of it, Jill, is that when I started this band, we were thought of as a kind of jokey garage rock band. And whether that was true or not, every album and every year that has gone by, people's perception of Low Cut Connie has expanded and expanded and expanded. Private Lives was an album where I tried so many different things. There's ballads, there's political music, there's party music, there's quiet songs, there's songs with strings, there's heavy punky songs, there's everything in between. And my fans and my listeners accept me for all that, which I really appreciate. So now I just let a song be what it wants to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the new record is coming this September, and it's called Art Dealers. So not just a record, but also a film. That means
Spaceballs, the breakfast cereal.
The flamethrower.
Art Dealers, the breakfast cereal. Yeah.
Merchandising. The third song that you played for us, Don't Get Fresh With Me.
Yeah.
I can hear a tone of voice just when I just read the words on the page.
Yeah.
Don't get fresh with me. It's not I would say a line that I don't think comes up around this region very much.
Okay.
And I wonder if that's something that is more of like a East Coast, New Jersey thing, because you're like, I can't hide New Jersey. Obviously, I can't hide Minnesota. I'm like ready to go do chores right now. So
go ahead, Jill. Give me the.
But it's just like, don't get fresh with me, you know? And
it's I lived in New York City for 13 years. I live in Philly now, and I can't shed my Northeast urban culture, right? I worked for so many years playing piano in bars. The first 10 years of my career, I was a tip bucket musician. And I have to say, I really enjoyed it, by the way. Being in a restaurant, a bar, I've worked in ballet studios, old age homes, wherever there was a piano, I'd sit down and they'd hire me, Christmas, whatever. You learn a lot about people, and you hear a lot of people saying amazing things, amazing little snippets of dialogue that come up. I have a song on Private Lives. I can't say the title right now, but somebody once, when I was younger and looking really good on that particular day, I walked by and somebody in this bar I was in said, "Ooh, my life just flashed before my thighs." And it's just stuck in my head, and a song came out of that. So "Don't Get Fresh With Me" is a phrase that I've heard many times, not directed to me, but we for years lived next to this halfway house in Spanish Harlem. And it was men and women in this halfway house, and I would get to know some of them and talk to them, and I'd hear all kinds of incredible things that they would tell about their lives. And so this phrase, I heard somebody say, "Don't get fresh with me," to somebody else, in a playful but strong way.
Yeah.
And again, if I allow myself gender-wise to be free, you can look at "Don't Get Fresh With Me" from a lot of different perspectives.
When I heard it, that, again, not a phrase that I would have heard around here, but I know of it. But I was thinking, it seems as though he has written this from a woman's point of view.
Yeah,
when I was listening to it.
Yes, so many of these amazing, strong, tough women that I've met throughout their lives have been put in situations where they've had to use, all their strength to survive, and I've written about that a lot. With Beverly, I was writing about women who live week to week in these motels, right, that I meet. But these tough city people that I would meet who are like day to day, just trying to make it by, right? And I would meet these people in this halfway house, and you don't know, some of these people were in and out of this house, and you don't know if they're progressing to a better life or regressing, right? So it's an interesting kind of way station, and you hear how people handle the situation. And somehow despite the challenges, still managed to have fun sometimes, right? Like this halfway house, they would have barbecues that we would be invited to. And so I just did kind of a character sketch. It's a little bit me. It's a little bit some of these women I've met. It's a little bit other people I've met. It all kind of comes together. And it's a tough song, but there's some humor in it too, I think.
Yeah. Adam Weiner, Low Cut Connie, new record on the way. And you can, again, check out these performance videos. You can, a little preview of the new record, which we're very excited about. And it's called Art Dealers. It's coming out in September. Thank you so much for coming by.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
The Current is public media made possible thanks to member support.